And we are live. Assalamu alaikum. Have a good day. This is Minor going live for another episode of Road to Goals. Wherever you're tuning in from, you're having a very lovely day. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. If this is the first time you're encountering me in the social media space, then please let me give some brief information about myself. I was born and raised in Bangladesh, where I'm currently located, but I have also studied, lived, and worked in Germany and Australia as well. I'm a permanent resident of Australia. I'm a husband and now a father. Actually, since the last episode we have carried out, I became a father. So that was therefore there has been a little gap. And I'm a digital business mentor. I help people learn how to use the social media and be able to run a business from a time and place of their own choice. So as usual, I have got my two co-hosts, Brother Amin from all the way from Sydney and Sister Laila all the way from Ontario, Canada. I've got two guests as well, Brother Kashif from Toronto and Sister Cameron also from Ottawa. So without further ado, I'd now like to hand over to Brother Amin, and he's going to welcome our guest, and then Sister Laila, and then we're going to have a very good discussion, hopefully, on our global business. So, Brother Amin, Assalamu alaikum. How are you doing?
Wa alaikum salam, brother. Can you hear me well?
Yes, I do. So how was the Eid for you?
Alhamdulillah, it's been a quiet one. It's not as same as when you celebrate Eid with your family when you're back home, right? I mean, in Sydney.
Yeah, definitely. That's not.
Yeah, but the good thing was we kind of joined the Sri Lankan Muslim community, held their own celebration and the prayer, so we were able to attend that event and meet up with our fellow Sri Lankans living in Sydney. So it was good. Alhamdulillah, it was a good one, but yeah. Quiet time at home. No public holiday over here for Eid, so we just have to take leave and do whatever we like. So anyway, thank you for the opportunity, Brother Minal. Again, we have two hosts, one host, and also two guests appearing. Seems to be all the way from Canada, all three of them. So it gives me great pleasure to welcome. For those who don't know me, my name is Amin. Originally from Sri Lanka. I run this digital business with my wife, Xenia. We've got two lovely kids living in Australia for the last 10 years. By profession, the two of us are accountants, accounting and finance. So we are full-time employed as well, run the online business on the side, as a side hustle. Inshallah, the plan is to move full-time in the future. So the purpose of this live discussion is for those people who are interested to start an online business or be part of a global platform and start their own online business, but they did not know who to go to, what to do, where to start, how can someone help. This session is for them. We are trying to inspire them and see how they also could be part of our successful global platform and how we can help them. So it gives me great pleasure to also move on to Sister Laila, one of our co-hosts. So Sister Laila, it's over to you for your brief introduction and also then introduce our two guests today as well. Over to you, Sister Laila.
Okay, Assalamu alaikum everyone. How are you? I hope you had a great Eid. Eid Mubarak. We just celebrate the Eid today in Canada because it's weekend. So we celebrate today with the community. My name is Laila. I live in Canada since 10 years with my kids and my husband. I moved 10 years ago here, and I'm originally from Palestine. Recently, I'm a stay-home mom and a digital business owner. We help people to set up their online business successfully, especially the one who never done the online business easily and successfully. This is all about me briefly, actually. If you have any question, please let me know.
So let me introduce our two guests, Brother Kashif, all the way from Toronto, and thanks obviously Sister Laila. So Assalamu alaikum, Brother Kashif, how are you doing?
Oh, alhamdulillah, I'm doing well. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you. Thank you all for having me here as a guest. Really excited to meet more of my partners from around the globe.
So could you just please introduce yourself to our audience and who you are and why were you looking something in the online space, please?
Sure, I'm happy to share that. So, morning, afternoon, and evening to anyone and everywhere where you are. My name is Kashif Takiyodeen. I'm from Toronto, Canada. And originally, for those who are curious, my family is from Pakistan, but my parents moved here to Canada 52 years ago. So I'm born and raised here. I'm first generation Canadian. So anyways, in terms of my background, I'm an IT professional, and I've been in that space for 22 years. And so, it's a great field, and I do enjoy it. Yet at the same time, it has its challenges, and as many people know, it's a demanding career. There's a lot going on, and so there's a point where I'm a family man. I'm a father of three, so I've 3 children, 15, 13, and 11, and so my hands are full. And so, mashallah, I like to, I want to spend more time with them. That's really what it comes down to, right? So it's not so much the financial aspect, but it's more about the freedom of time. And I'm at a point where I feel like I've given a lot to my career, but now I want to give back to the family. And I want to spend more time with them. I want to be able to travel. But unfortunately, the career is a hindrance, right? It prevents me from doing that because, my hours are determined by someone else. My vacation time is determined by other people. And so that's something I want to get in control of my own hands. And so I was like, how do I address that? And one, being in the IT space, I know the value of the digital space. And so then I started looking around for a digital solution and then came across this business. And so this is where then after some investigation and some research, I personally felt that, yeah, this is the place to be. And this is something that will help me address my problems and give me, the freedom that I've been looking for.
Excellent. Thank you very much for that brief introduction. So, Brother Amin, over to you. We could now welcome our sister Kamrun, please.
Yes. Thanks for that the introduction, Brother Kashif. I think you kind of touched on a few areas where it resonates with most of us, especially those parents who are kind of struggling to find that time managing their kind of career and struggling to find enough time to spend with their young children, right? So this is an excellent opportunity. Thanks for that insight, Brother Kashif. Our next guest today is Sister Kamrun, all the way from Ottawa. So welcome to this session, Sister. Give us a brief introduction. Who's Sister Kamrun?
Thank you very much, Moinul Bhai, to invite me today here. I'm Kamrun Nahar from Ottawa, originally from Bangladesh. Here is two Bangladeshi, Moinul Bhai and me. So, yeah, okay. It was a great decision for me that I started my digital business journey. I was when I started this business, I was a new immigrant here, and it was so tough to me that I just looking for more flexible and more easy something for me that I can do from my home, and I can take care of my family. And in the meantime, I just want to tell you, I have 2 daughters, and we are here as we is new here. I was feeling so lonely here because in Bangladesh I was in a big family, but here I was alone to take care of my family, and it was so tough to look a new job, a good job for me. I got a survival job, but that was not sufficient, And then one day I got this idea, I got this business, and I thanking myself that I decided to start this business. And for new people, this is very good for new immigrant or old immigrants also, because the new immigrant, they are struggling very much to build their life here. And this is so tough, so tough. And that's why I can tell this is a good opportunity when we want to do something special for ourselves and for our family. We can determine our vacation, we can determine our time schedule, we have freedom for ourselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Sister Kamrun. Yeah, I think you also brought up something that most of us can kind of relate to. I mean, especially those new migrants who moved with their families to totally new countries.
Yeah.
And you kind of, for the first few months or first year, you kind of are struggling to find a job based on your qualification. Those cities are really, from a cost of living perspective, very expensive. You need to find a job. And parents usually end up having to work kind of long hours, and the children on the other side having to stay at home or at childcare centers and things like that. So that's one of the reasons why a lot of migrants are also jumping into this, grabbing this global opportunity, because it is predominantly a home-based business. You can run the business from your home, from your kitchen, from home, and even you can run it from anywhere in the world. While you're attending your children's sports day, you can run the business from that sports ground. You can, if you're watching them go swimming training, you can run the business from there. So it has given a lot of people the flexibility, because the business is almost 70 to 80% automated. A lot of things are already done for us, and we don't have to spend a lot of time trying to figure out a lot of things. So our effort is very minimal. The more effort you put, the more kind of results we get. So thank you so much, Sister Kamrun, for sharing your background. Brother Mainul, next up to you for the next question now.
Yeah. Yeah, so just a bit of sharing the experience on that. So just the practical experience right now. So I'm talking over here, and my baby girl is sleeping on the other side of the camera. She has been just fed. So what I mean, you could see that, I mean, obviously this is a new experience. What I mean, that this probably wouldn't have been possible in another situation in case of the job, right? So I think that's the true blessings that we have been of the digital space, that people just need to learn, first perceive it, and then try to acquire the skill. And it's not rocket science, it's really good skill. We're gonna talk about it. So Sister Laila, I think if you could just add also some perspective on that. So why were you looking for something in the online space, please?
Yes, of course. As the brother and the sister said, we all have kids and we all need the time to spend with the family. For me as a mom, I wasn't able to leave home when I came. By the way, I have 5 kids. So if every child needs an appointment once a month, so how many time I will leave, or if I work outside, so how many life I need to leave the job for the kids, right? And I have all the responsibility. My husband used to, to work outside all the time in different provinces, so all the responsibility on me. So it was difficult for me to work outside. Also, as an immigrant, we need the freedom, the free time to go back whenever we want, without caring about our finance, without caring about our job, without taking any vacation. So it's really difficult for me to go. And also, as a personal, I'm not the type of mom that like to leave home from 9 to 5 or for long hours here in Canada to work and leave kids in others' care, daycares or somebody else's care. And yeah, that's why I was very happy to have this opportunity, online business.
Yeah, excellent. Thanks for that. So, Brother Kashif, now to you. So, obviously, when you were doing research, you started looking for an online business. You might have encountered some other platforms as well. So, why do you think that this platform was the right fit for you, please?
That's a good question. I've actually explored many different alternatives and options, and so I'll tell you one thing. So, in the field that I'm at, by position, I'm a project manager, and one of the things that's always involved in all of the work I do is assessing risk, right? You'll always look at like, what are those things that can potentially damage the project or anything like that, and you identify it, you evaluate it, right? And so it's become ingrained in me for all these years that I've been working as a professional, that that's what we do. So the internet is full of so many things, and we all know that, right? And there are many things out there. So every time something comes across, the first thing you think about is, oh, that's a scam, right? And then and that's everyone's, that's just nature now, that everyone thinks that way. And so the first thing I do then is, okay, is it really a scam? Like, let me look into it, right? And I try to do a lot of intensive research on what I know, what exists out there, who's actually doing it, and stuff like that. But it's also not just that. It's also more about, okay, but what's the return on this? How much time do I need to invest in it? How long will it take me to make money? If I'm going to invest so much time in it and I'm going to make like $500 a month, come on, like why? Like, what is that going to do for me? That's going to do nothing, right? And so there has to be a good return on it for my time. So I spent a lot of time, and there are things even like, many of you, there's like many tutorials out there where they say, create a course and people follow you. We're not YouTubers, we're not Instagrammers, we're not going to have these followings. I've looked into things like Amazon, AWS, right? But again, all these models I evaluated in great detail to a point where I was like, no, none of these work. These aren't the ones that are for me. I don't want to spend a lot of capital, which I don't have. So a lot of these things deterred me from jumping in. And I honestly have been looking for like 5-6 years. But this one, when I joined this, or when I came across this business, there are really not much barriers. It's really easy to enter. The cost is low. And then the opportunities that exist, the potential, the returns that you can make, and just the ease that, you only need a few hours on your own, on your own spare time at your own pace. Like everything that spoke and all the things that this business has to offer was just very enticing. And so when I did, do further research, joined, I attended a webinar, and then I jumped in, I joined, I paid my fees, and then I paid attention for their days. I researched so many people to see if they were real. And then everything I came across was just legitimate. And then I was just like, no, this is the real deal.
Exactly. So, Brother Amin, I think if you want to add some perspective there, and then Sister Kamran probably.
You're on mute.
Brother Amin.
After 2 years of COVID working from home, we still do that, right? Don't we?
Yeah, please. So some comments from your side, and why this one stands out, this particular business model, if you can just add some value on that, and then Sister Kamran probably.
Yeah, I think Brother Kashif summed it up really, really well. One of the first things when you want to get into an online space doing business, the first question that comes to your mind, is this a scam? Is someone's gonna run away from my taking my money, right? So it is good. It is good to be skeptic. It is good to have that skeptical mind, so that it will push you to do your own research, look into the stuff, and make sure that things are real, the people you deal with are real, and then you make that informed decision. We are not pushing anyone to jump in blindly. What we do is that the purpose of running the live session is also aimed at giving that confidence to people, so that we are real people involved in a real business, and all 5 of us are representing our own respective business in our personal capacity. We are not hiding behind a fancy corporate name or some kind of internet name, right? I mean, all of us are appearing in our business pages and in our personal pages in any social media in our personal capacity. We are able to do that because we are real people, and we are not like big scientists or scholars and things like that. We are average normal people who come with a normal background, and not without having an experience of doing an online business. We are still able to learn, set it up, and operate the business with the help of our community. So if you look at some of the features that personally attracted me to this business opportunity, my mentor was based in Sydney, so I had a chance to talk to her, and then I kind of established she's a real person, and she was living few suburbs from where I live. So some of the few things that kind of captured my attention was I'm a horrible seller. I can't sell anything. Being a traditional accountant, I don't like sales stuff, right? So when I looked into this opportunity, what I realized in this opportunity is that there's no chasing behind people. You don't kind of, there's no door-to-door selling. You don't have to advertise any products. There's no Amazon or eBay or whatever those other things involved. You don't have to buy in order to resell. You don't have to keep stuff in your garage, all those inventory. You don't have to transport and deliver. There's no drop shipping, and there's no high technology involved, and you don't need experience at all, right? All what you need is a positive mindset, willingness to learn, and your investment is very minimal. It is not going to cost you your whole life savings to start an online business. The technology nowadays is so amazing. A lot of things can be done with minimum spend. And as a global platform, that's what we do. We help people leverage the size of our global platform so that they can start their business from the fraction of a cost that they would incur if they try to do it all by themselves, spending so much money, so much time and effort, and not understanding the full spectrum of what's involved in online business. So that's my, I mean, it sounds complicated, but those were my main reasons what attracted me to this business. Sister Kamrun, what about you? What attracted you to joining this business after looking at so many other options on the internet? I'm sure you would have seen a lot of people reaching out to you on the internet about business opportunities.
Yeah, for the first time when I saw the ad of my coach and mentor, I was not sure that I'm doing this, but at the end of the watching the pre-coaching videos and everything, and our team, our community, when I saw everyone. And I thought this is good, and this is a real business. This is doing real people. And one thing I heard that from my coach, that this is easy. I'm not a good, technically I'm not very good, and he told me that this is easy. And we have step by step our video training, and everybody can learn this very easily. And I think when I can do, everybody can do. And this is a very attractive. It was a attractive thing for me, because this is easy to learn and easy to do at my home. And when I have a computer, means laptop, a smartphone, and internet connection in my home, this is enough for me. And one thing very important, that is mindset. When I want to do something like business and want to do something good opportunity for me and for my family, this is a good business for them.
Okay, you're still on mute.
Yes, Brother Kashif. Do you want to add anything?
I had a follow-up. Yeah, like, and so I agree with so much of what you both have said. And the one question that always comes up, and what everyone says to me is like, "Oh, you're an IT professional, so of course this is like not a problem for you." And I was like, no, like that is hardly the case, right? Like, in fact, I was so scared of this business at first, because I was like, I don't have any sales skills, right? Like, what do I know about sales? And then I was like, marketing, I don't know anything about marketing. And social media, like I never put myself on social media, so I'm not like, I don't have a page that anyone wants to follow or anything like that. I don't know what to do, right? So I was like, how am I going to succeed in this? I don't have a product. I don't know what I need to sell, right? So there are so many things I was like scared of, thinking, oh, there's so many other people who are so much more prepared to jump into this business. But once you get the details, what you realize is it doesn't matter what industry you're in. It doesn't matter what your background is, whether it's professional or no education, truthfully, whatsoever. It doesn't matter, because as Sister Kamrun said, that, it's all there. It's really about the step-by-step videos and the training and everything that's offered. And it's really like what I saw was like they'll give you A to W, and then you just have X, Y, Z to complete, right? Like it's almost all there. And so once that's there, anybody, irrespective of age, background, anything, you can run with this. And that's why I find it just remarkable. And the results are incredible. Right?
Absolutely.
One thing I just want to add, that is nowadays we can't skip the internet, we can't skip social media, because for many purpose, for many reasons, we are using this social media, this internet, right? And many of the people, we are spending a lot of time here. And I think this is good when it will be a productive something that it's giving me some good thing for me and for my family. This is very good opportunity, I think.
Yep, very good point. I used to spend 3 hours daily on social media doing nothing. Right now, I'm using almost spending the same amount of time, but at least it's giving me some income, right? An opportunity to earn something while making great friends, business associates from all over the world. I wouldn't have met any of you guys if I was not part of the global business, right? So, Sister Laila, from your perspective, in this business, when you join, being a mom of 5 children, and then having not done any business before, how is our business platform and the community helping you set up your business, and also from a personal development perspective, how did the business help, and what do you think of that?
Yes, first of all, I need to comment about what you said about what attracted me first. It's online business. I like to work from home. I'm an architect by profession. I'm not lazy. I like to work, but in Canada, I like to stay home and work from home. Recently, when my kids stayed home, when the pandemic hit the world and my kids stayed home and everything became online, I was looking for something at that time. I was studying online. So when we all together was home and studying online, so when I saw the monitor or the ad at the first time, I said, why it will not work? We do everything in online nowadays, so I have to try this. So when I called and tried and did my research and called the monitor, and I dig deeply in the community, so I jumped in right away, and I know it's legit. But as you said, all of you, I was skeptical. But at that time, I wasn't skeptical from scheme, because I was sure it's legit, but I was scared from the experience. I don't have any experience or background in the online space. So that's why when I see the facilities that all of you talked about, it was a really good opportunity for me. And about the community, it's the good things in our business, because in this community, it's supportive. You feel like you are not alone. Maybe without the community, you will not be able to continue, because every day, whenever we open the internet or the Facebook, we see everyone have his own achievement, his own, posts, many different type of posts. It gives us the courage to continue and to, like motivation, right? And for the things that you said about the time that we was spent on the social media, scrolling down all the time for 2 hours, 3 hours, just call family, sister, friends. So it's why not we don't spend it in something we get benefit from it, like income, and and change you in many levels, especially in the personal level also.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Sister Laila. I think we can go on talking on and on about this, if we had the time. So I think as a final statement, I would like to thank Brother Kashif also from Toronto, and Sister Kamru from Ottawa, and also our co-host Sister Laila from Ontario, for sharing insights about the business, how they approached it, and how it is helping them, and then how they, being skeptic, how did they develop that mindset, and then how did they take action to being becoming online digital entrepreneurs. So thank you so much for sharing your insights, and we really appreciate, and we really do hope, inshallah, people watching us will be inspired and they will be interested to look into this and take action, not just sit on the fence and thinking for years and years, but take some solid action for themselves. It's for the betterment of their family and the future. So with that, I'll hand over to Brother Mainul to tell people about how they can watch our webinar, how they can access the webinar, and what they need to do so that they can take that first step towards starting their own digital business journey. Over to you, Brother Mainul, and thank you everyone for joining us today.
Yeah, thanks again, Brother Amin, Sister Laila, Brother Kashif, and Sister Kamrun for accepting the invitation and being here, part of this particular session. I will now close the session, but before that, I'd just like to add some perspective more. So we are all coming from different industries, and we do not come from business background, and we are not tech savvy as well. So when we jumped into the business, as Brother Kashif said, that we need to analyze the risk and the return on investment, and also the time that we needed. And here we actually, it is possible if you give 1 to 2 hours per day, that's more or less fine to start your business. And we have got a lot of job quitters who are able to quit their job within a space of 1 year. Once this business gave them handsome income, that is more income than what they used to earn from their regular job. All right. And like you see, we are now talking over here in the social media, showing our faces, but that hasn't been the story when we are not working in this platform. So we all have been trained, right? So how to use the social media, how to take advantage of it, and now I can say that we can confidently show our face because we know what we are doing. At the back end, it's a halal, it's a legit, it's a lawful business, it's a taxable business. At the end of the day, you have to pay your taxes in the respective country wherever you are living. You don't get the money in cash. And also, you have to give your photo ID to be part of our business community. So that's just a little bit overview of what you do. So now, how we all started and how you can start. So the first step of the business is to watch a free webinar, which takes place at 5 p.m. PST, 8 p.m. EST on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which is 11 a.m. AAST on Wednesdays and Fridays. So, and you can please Google your time zone. So there are 5 different links. You can go either of these and register with your name and email. Watch the webinar, and it's a lot of effort on our end to provide value. It's not one episode that we just record and it runs for 2-3 years. Like many gurus, it's a new episode every week, so you can watch as many episodes as you want. It will educate you in the first part about our business model. In the second part of the webinar, you're gonna have some life testimonial from real people who got significant success from this business. If you can't join the live one, don't worry, there is a replay as well. You can watch the replay in your own time, so we'll send the link for that as well. And after watching the webinar, do your due diligence, do your research. If you have any questions, then you can get back to any of us by email, okay? And we'll be more than happy to help. And just one thing, if you really want change in your life, then you have to take action. Without taking action, you remain exactly where you are. And if opportunities are being presented in front of you and you keep on procrastinating and go through the imposter syndrome, nothing is going to change, and you will, as I said, you will remain exactly where you are. So why not try it out? Okay, just check it out. At this stage, you're not paying anything, it's free. And then, as I said, in due course, we'll guide you accordingly. So that's where I'm going to leave for today. Wherever you are, stay safe, stay blessed. And thanks everyone again for watching. And thanks, brothers and sisters, for joining. Assalamu alaikum and goodbye.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Take care. Have a good day.
Have a good day.